Good afternoon, this is Media Center, Ukraine, Odessa. We continue for today. On the 24th of February 2023, the Ukrainian Institute of National Remembrance started collecting testimonies about humane and courageous deeds committed during the Russian-Ukrainian War. We are having with us Serhii Gutsalyuk, head of the Southern Interregional Department of the Ukrainian Institute of National Remembrance. Welcome you. And we also have with us online Bohdan Korolenko, coordinator of the project of the Ukrainian Institute of National Remembrance. Good afternoon. Mr. Korolenko, can you share the details about the project and the results of the first months of its activities and how people can join your project? The project envisages the collection of testimonies about courageous deeds of Ukrainians during the Russian-Ukrainian War. We know that on the 24th of February last year, the full-scale invasion started, and there were a lot of reports about citizens of Ukrainian cities and towns tried to oppose Russian military equipment and provided aid to wounded Ukrainian servicemen. But we understand that it is quite easy to forget about such deeds. That's why, not to lose this information, we decided to start the project. During the first stage, we planned to collect as many testimonies as possible for them not to be lost. Then we are going to systematize the collected data, and the most vivid, the most heroic stories will be published later on, perhaps as in the format of a book. We will also have a special section on our website to publish this information. But first, we need to collect these testimonies, verify them, and after that, we will be able to publish them, to promote them. How to join the project? On the website of the Ukrainian Institute of National Remembrance, there is information published. There is, you can also find there the criteria for such reports for them to be collected. Our press service also disseminates this information in mass media, but in any case, you can find all necessary information on our website, as well as the criteria for the testimonies that we collect. I am a coordinator of this project, and we have a special email box to collect these testimonies, but I would like to say once again that all the information can be found on our website. Mr. Gutsalyuk, can you speak about the difference between the behavior of Ukrainians before and after the full-scale invasion? This is not only about the behavior, but also the mindset and the perception of our struggle. So I'm the head of the Southern Interregional Department, so I can speak in more details about the south of our Ukraine. I have joined actually the armed forces of Ukraine, and today I was just allowed to be here, and I would like to thank my commanders for this. I think that the situation in the south of Ukraine has changed significantly. The invasion started in 2014, but back then people did not feel in full the war. But after the start of the full-scale invasion, especially when we learned about the crimes of the Russian Federation and its troops against civilians, the perception of common residents of Odessa changed. So, several years ago, we started discussing decolonization in the city. We would not be understood, but now we have already the results of voting that proved that the symbol of the Russian Empire, the monument to the Catherine the Great, should not be actually in Odessa. This is the monument to Russia's aggression, to certain myth, and basing on the results of the citizens' voting, these monuments were dismantled, and we will see what we can do with them later on. A lot of residents of the south of Ukraine are directly involved in fighting our enemy, not only as a part of the armed forces of Ukraine, but also as volunteers. A lot of people, they stayed on the occupied territories or got to the front line. Putin, with his missiles striking Odessa, just destroyed all the sentiments towards the Russian Federation, as well as Russian myth and culture, because the culture was somehow concentrated in these missiles and evil. Mr. Korolenko, would you like to add something? Yes. I would like to address now Odessa media to join our project, because they are IDPs from the temporarily occupied territories of Ukraine who reside in Odessa. And I think that they have interesting and important stories that they can share. The stories related to their experience of fighting against the Russian Federation. That's why we call upon all the mass media, NGOs, volunteers to join our project. Thank you. Dear colleagues, do you have questions? Good afternoon. My name is Anatoly Kosin. I'm from Media Center Ukraine, Odessa. I have a question to Mr. Korolenko. Can you share the amount of messages you have got over the first month? Several tens of such reports. A lot of people just address us to ask what are the criteria for such reports. And we have worked with some NGOs, with the pro-Ukrainian movement on the temporarily occupied territories for them to share this information. So we are only on the initial stage of this project, and we organize everything. But anyway, we have received more than several dozens of such reports. The local administrations also address us to learn about the criteria and the type of the information we are interested in. So we have only started and launched the project, but already we have some first results. Thank you. The next question, please. Yes, if you allow, I have one more question to both our guests. So there is an idea, which is a raw one, but there is an idea to do something like a memorial book they have in Israel, to collect testimonies about courageous deeds of foreign citizens in this war. Haven't you thought about anything like this? This is an interesting idea. And we have been already working with these cases as well. We hope that we will get information about such cases involving foreign citizens in the framework of the project under discussion. But we also collect information about sacrifices of foreign citizens who started coming to Ukraine on the 22nd of February and to fight Russian aggression. So this is an interesting idea. And we need to have such book in Ukraine, for sure. Thank you. That's all on for today. We've had with us Serhii Gutsalyuk and Bohdan Korolenko. Thank you for joining us today. Thank you for taking your time to come to us. Thank you for the invitation. That was our last briefing for today. See you next week.